Hello, thank you for tuning in to Heather's Hacks at Amalgamingle, videos I'll be doing independently from Craig, because believe it or not, we don't always like the same games. I know, terrible. This time I'll be going over some useful beginner's tips for those starting their adventure in Ni No Kuni Revenant Kingdom. Now this game is fantastic, but it's a far cry from the original Ni No Kuni game Wrath of the White Witch. There's so many differences, and to be honest, apart from animation style, tone and minor throwbacks to the first game, these are two completely different experiences. So here we go, here's 6 things I wish I knew before playing Ni No Kuni Revenant Kingdom. My first tip is to level up your skirmish army as soon as possible. Neglecting my skirmish army and avoiding skirmishes came to be something I really regretted during my first playthrough. It is best to level up your skirmish army early in the game by taking part in skirmishes dotted around the world. Even if you lose a skirmish battle or revisit the same battle, the army retains the XP from that battle and becomes stronger. You can also pick up armies as you progress through the game who can join in on skirmishes, as 4 armies can be equipped. But remember to choose which army works best for you because they have different abilities, and actually equip them to make sure that particular army gets the XP. Skirmishes weren't my favourite thing to do in Revenant Kingdom, so I of course neglected to do them, hoping I could get away with it. However, not only is there a trophy for completing 50 unique skirmishes, but the big boss battle before the final boss is in fact a skirmish battle. It was only upon discovering this, after my skirmish army was promptly killed with a single enemy swipe, that I decided to level up my skirmish army by having to take part in about 30 skirmishes, one after the other. Don't be me. Being me is bad. The only upside is that my skirmish army is pretty much invincible now. Quick side note, if you do want to go for the 50 skirmishes trophy, then remember that it's 50 unique skirmishes. The skirmishes you've revisited to grind XP won't count. They will, however, still show up in your number of total skirmishes visited stats, so it's easy to lose track of how many unique skirmishes you've done and still need to do. Another lesson I learnt the hard way when my stats said I'd done 65 skirmishes and still no trophy. My second tip is to really nurture Evermore. The city building aspect is a large part of this game, so it's really important that you don't neglect Evermore. This is where you'll gain new skills, mine most materials and other resources, and level up certain aspects of the game, which I'll cover shortly in this video. The first thing you should do as soon as possible is to upgrade your coffers, aka taxes, and upgrade your kingdom as soon as possible. More coffers mean more money to build facilities, which mean more resources and skills. The second tip regarding Evermore is to really focus on prioritising gaining new citizens. It's also a good idea to prioritise certain facilities when first starting out with less money. As nice as it is to have a fish market, it's not an essential facility early in the game. It's better to prioritise the spellworks, higglery, barracks, explorers guild, bazaar, weapons and armour building facilities. It's also good to note that there's several forms of currency in this world. Guilders, which line Evan's pockets out in the world, King's Guilders, which is the wealth of Evermore, battle points, which can be used to adjust and level up the tactic tweaker, and finally gratitude tokens that are earned and spent at Swift Solutions. There's also Autumnian purses you can find, which you can exchange for 3,000 King's Guilders back in Evermore. I think this game went a little bit over the top with its levelling up system. You literally have to manually level up everything. Your character, your teammates, Evermore, facilities, citizens, Higgledies, weapons, armour, spells, tactic tweaker, skills, skirmish army, the boat. It's a levelling up bonanza. It's constant and it's actually pretty ridiculous, and if you think some things level up parallel to Evan, you'd be wrong. Only Evan's teammates level up alongside Evan at the same rate. The Skirmish Army and Higgledies level up independently. And while all of this is going on, you need to remember to set facilities up, researching new skills and information to aid you in the game, and acknowledge their completion, and ensure facilities are appropriately staffed. Levelling up this much and this many things, it can be a bit of a pain, but you do get a great sense of achievement. when everything's leveled up.
What do we do?
Run for it!
So hoarding like you've never hoarded before was also featured in the Wrath of the White Witch video. However, it's even more relevant in Revenant Kingdom due to the extensive need to level up everything and make offerings at Higgledies stones all over the world. Plus, you'll pick up a large number of errands where people request specific materials. Like in the first Ni No Kuni, there's Twinkles out in the world that you can collect, but this time there are more of them. Which says to me that they acknowledge the excessive need for resources in this game by overcompensating with foraging. There's also chests, loot dropped by enemies, Evermore stores are regularly topped up with supplies depending on what facilities you chose to have, and items can be bought from shops such as the Teaking and Swift Solutions, both features in the first game as well. Probably the most obvious throwback to the first game is the existence of Swift Solutions. I'm quite sure it's the same guy running the shop too, which is strange, considering hundreds of years have passed since Oliver's time in the other world. Anyway, the good thing is that Swift Solutions exists. Yay, Swift Solutions! That means errands and quests can be found here. The main difference is the ability to trade gratitude for rare materials or to scout new citizens. I strongly suggest opting to scout new citizens because these citizens are likely to increase productivity in certain facilities back at Evermore, which can provide a lot of the resources on offer here anyway after being leveled up. The quests and errands are much easier than the first game, and I often found that when I visited Swift Solutions that I'd already accidentally completed errands on arrival and just reported them as such, collecting the gratitude. Battle preparation is quite important in this game, and you often know the type of enemy you'll be facing. Consuming food before big battles is actually more important than I ever realised. The first time this became apparent to me was when facing tainted monsters who are much stronger than the average foe. I found that tainted monsters even 10 levels below Evan were wiping the floor with me. But once I'd realised the importance of eating meals, it became much easier. Meals can increase HP and MP, greatly increase the damage of your attacks, and reduce damage you take during battle. Secondly, the tactic tweaker, although initially confusing, does make a difference and allow you to adjust the conditions of battle to suit your needs using sliding scales. You can tweak monster affinities to set your characters to increase damage against certain types of monsters. You can tweak the spoils setting to choose what rewards you will gain more of through battles, like resources, money, materials or XP. You can tweak resistance to elements and ailments, and finally you can use sliders to increase different aspects of battle performance, like agility and durability. Once you learn to recognise the kind of monster by sight, it becomes second nature to quickly open the tactic tweaker and ensure the odds are in your favour. So there you have it, there's 6 things I wish I knew before playing Revenant Kingdom. I do think that they overcomplicated Revenant Kingdom a little bit with so many different mechanics and the crazy levelling up system. So I'm glad I'm able to share what I've learned so you don't have to learn the hard way also. But this game is brilliant. I love the cities that you can find, I love the way the world is laid out, and I love the boat, which moves a lot faster than the boat in the first game, I'll tell you that much. But I won't say anything else, I don't want to spoil the game for anyone. I hope you enjoyed these tips, and if you'd like to see more of Heather's Hacks videos, then please feel free to subscribe to this channel to be notified of new Amalgamingo uploads. Thanks for watching.
Evan! My name is Evan! Evan! My name is Evan!